this phone right here saves me hundreds of minutes every time I press record. Phones are very versatile in so many ways. Phones are getting better. Technology is getting better. You don't have to do a lot of editing. Phones are typically in a standard setting or profile to be able to allow you to record, take pictures, and be able to upload that and share it with friends, upload to a platform without having to do any editing, right? Unlike a professional camera, most professional cameras, you cannot just record right out the box and upload that straight to your platform. You typically have to do editing unless you have some type of software that converts the edit right there live in real time. Like, I think that's how they do, like, maybe the football games and basketball games and stuff like that. They have somebody that edits in real time so that you can see it live without them having to take it to an editing room and edit it, then publish it. So, but that phones have advanced so much, and I mean, without my phone, most of my videos on my YouTube page would not be here, right? Because when you're on the go, it's easy to just press record on the phone, as I'm doing now. It's either just press record on the phone, and then after you get done recording it, you can just upload it. Or if you want to, you can record live. Now, there are some cameras that can do that, but most professional Hollywood grade cameras cannot do that unless you have something to convert the image in real time. And somebody you typically have to hire, or somebody has to be editing that footage in real time. Professional cameras record in log formats, log profiles, and raw formats. And those formats are super huge files, and they are files that are designed to be edited, not to be just uploaded to a platform and shared. So I mean, you name it, music videos, documentaries, movies, podcasts, and any type of, content creation. The cell phone has made a crazy impact, and I would say in many ways, it not in all ways, but in your everyday average ways of using a device that you can put in your pocket and take with you anywhere. Your phone is with you anywhere you go. So you always have a device to be able to record audio on, or audio or video on. And I mean, I don't know what other device saves that much time, other than, I don't know, I know they do have like the DJI or the Osmos and all that, but I think there probably is a way you can just straight upload that content or whatever. But I still believe that the phone is still the best at it. The phone is already connected to the internet. You can send text messages. The phone has everything. The phone is just this. The phone has advanced. Even the autofocus in your cell phone is a lot more advanced than most cameras, right? Now cameras are starting to get better. But for example, my camera that I bought, I paid for the camera, I think my camera was $22.99, and that was with the camera by itself without a lens. $22.99. And that is, I won't say it's a It's a cinema camera. I won't say it's a Hollywood movie camera, but it is a professional camera. And that the autofocus in that camera is nowhere close to the autofocus in my phone. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times what happens is with the autofocus in my camera, if the lighting is not perfect, it tends to lose focus. Those type of cameras, a lot of times, especially the older ones, are designed to work in perfect lighting. Or most professional cameras, like even most Hollywood film cameras, don't even have autofocus, and they're designed to have one person to be able to rack or control focus, you know. So I believe that the professional camera was behind in that aspect, because in the professional world, we really didn't use autofocus. I don't know why, but I mean, I guess it's a trade-off of, hey, we can give you more quality, you know, if you sacrifice something else. Instead of them spending money on autofocus technology, they would rather spend more money on, you know, pixels, or, you know, resolution, or, you know, the image quality. Otherwise I don't know. I don't know why the autofocus in cameras is so behind, but this is why my cell phone saves me so much time, so that I don't have to do multiple takes, so I don't have to go back and cut out certain parts of the video or the footage because it was out of focus, and then I got to do another retake, then another retake, you know what I'm saying, and then piece all these different takes together to try to get one perfect take, you know. I don't think that autofocus should be like that. I think when you pay big money for a professional camera, it should do a lot of things. And there, you know, I mean, yeah, they do have cameras out there, you know, that have better autofocus. But my camera was one of the very first mirrorless cameras, and the autofocus, people were bragging about how good the autofocus was. For that time, the autofocus may have been, you know, the leading at that time, but me using it, I never liked it. As long as your subject is not really like moving around a lot, and there's perfect lighting at all times, you know, it'll do an okay job. It'll pretty much do a good job. But I mean, on a scale of 0 to 100, I give it a 40 at the most. Now my cell phone, I'll give my cell phone, and my phone might be newer than my camera, so, you know, that's kind of not a fair fight, but I would give my camera probably a good 85. I give it a 90. I give my cell phone camera a 90 on the autofocus. So that saves me a lot of time. Now, the other thing, the reason that I said you can record movies with your cell phone is because now cell phones, they're making it where cell phones, somebody has recorded a movie with their cell phone before, you know. But the reason is because you are able to now these cell phones are trying to do what cameras do, right? And you can put your cell phone in a log picture profile, and you can also record in some of these cell phones, I believe, are now recording in RAW. I know they can take pictures in RAW, but ProRes. So I don't know if they're doing RAW yet. Are they doing RAW? Yeah, I think they are doing RAW. I'm not sure, but you know, so you're able to get a higher quality out of a cell phone comparable. I don't know if I should say comparable, but the same type of technology in a sense. Still kind of not exactly on the same level, but technology is definitely heading that way, and it's running real close. If you know what you're doing, you can really make a cell phone really just, you know, look phenomenal and get really good quality. The thing with the cell phone is one of the main things about a cell phone, in my opinion, is the cell phone has a way smaller sensor. A way smaller sensor. Maybe the sensor size might be the size of an eraser. And I can show you. So this is one of my professional cameras. Okay. And when I take this lens off, okay. Another thing is the lens. This lens is made of glass. Your cheaper lenses are made out of plastic. This is not a cinema lens, but this is a professional lens. Your budget lenses are made out of plastic, okay? But if you see here, when I cut this on, oh, my battery's not in here. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Took my battery out because I was about to charge it. But when I turn my camera on, okay. When I turn my camera on and you look at my sensor, you see the sensor there, right? So you see how big that sensor is, okay? The sensor in the cell phone is about the size of an eraser. And some of these cheap cameras, it's the same thing. So just because the camera looks like this camera, it doesn't have a sensor the size of, this is a Hollywood size sensor. This is full frame. So that is one of the reasons I chose full frame, because that is typically what they use in Hollywood. The only other sensor size that they will use in Hollywood sometimes is the APS-C, which is about maybe half the size of that. Okay, maybe a little bit bigger than half the size. It's smaller than that, but they really won't go any lower than that. And if you have an APS-C size sensor that's smaller than a full frame, there's a lot of things you would have to that they would do to try to, you know, make that image look comparable to a full frame. I prefer full frame. I started out with an APS-C sensor, trying to save money. They are really good for if you want to save money. But there was a certain image that I was looking for, and I knew I wanted to make money off what I do. I knew I wanted a professional Hollywood image, be able to compete with Hollywood. And so I took it upon myself to go ahead and invest that money and go full frame. And I haven't been disappointed with my full frame, except for the quality, except for the autofocus. But this is a Mark I. This is the very first mirrorless by Canon that came out. Now they finally come out with their Mark IIs. And their Mark IIs, the autofocus in the Mark IIs is, from what I heard, I think they had collaborated with Apple and some other people, I believe. So I'm assuming that they're taking the strengths of like the cell phone and putting that technology into the cameras. So I'm pretty sure the price of cameras will go up. But one thing that could also help is putting backlit sensors in these cameras. Sony has it. I don't know why Canon does not have backlit sensors in a lot of their cameras. That would be a game changer. And you know, that would be a game changer, having backlit sensors. You know, that would help them in low light, and that would probably help with the autofocus, I'm assuming. But whatever, Sony has it figured out. And then Canon has finally come out with these Mark II, so I'm so excited because, you know, a lot of times I just use my phone because my phone is a lot quicker. Saves me a lot of time.